Well, hello there and welcome to Tim Connolly Drums. Can't spin with the left hand yet. Just getting the left hand back into shape. I've been playing a little bit now. As you can see, I got the big bandage off for those of you that have been following me. I got the little bandage on. I got some movement. The wound is starting to look good. I don't have to go to the nurse every day to get it packed. So things are moving along, people. I'm really excited about getting back into playing. You don't know how hard it's been for me to not be able to play this instrument. I got these drums here. I got my drums in the garage, excuse me, and it's very difficult to not be able to play. Now, I have been teaching. I've had a full week. Today's Friday. I'm not teaching today. Oh, I am teaching today. Sorry, I have 2 lessons today. I'm not teaching tomorrow. But I'm teaching every day and things are slowly getting better. I'm taking it easy. I'm playing a little bit, but I'm still taking it easy. Today, I want to talk to you about some terrifying bandmate stories. Well, maybe not terrifying, but just really, really disappointing. I think disappointing is the better word. Like I said in all my videos, I don't give out names when I tell these crazy stories. I don't give out band names or nothing. I just tell the story. So I used to be in this band. It was a 4-piece, vocals, bass, guitar, drums, and backing tracks as well to cover horns, keyboards, percussion, maybe even some backup vocals, whatever we needed. So the singer had never played with tracks before, but he adjusted to it quite well, and his timing was good, and he'd never sang pop tunes either. We were doing a mixture of rock, country, pop, top 40, and, we had a lot of fun developing this band, and we became pretty close, and he was really proud of himself for being able to develop the ability to play and sing songs that he had never really sang before. And it was actually pretty decent. So the band is moving along and we have some agents, again, through my connections. I have most of the agent connections. And the band was working, band was gigging, and it was a very steady thing. Now, what started to happen was I noticed that the singer was getting really cocky and small lies started to come out of him. And I knew they were lies. I didn't think anything of it because it was just ego. Oh, the crowd thinks I'm the best singer they've ever heard and stuff like this, which is ridiculous. Obviously, they haven't heard or they haven't been to a Queen concert. So anyways, so we just laughed it off, the guys in the band, whatever. But then it started to progress into what we discovered was absolute fraud, theft, and out lying. I remember rehearsing at his house and him saying that he was going away. Okay. He's going to be taking a little holiday and we'll have to, shut down the rehearsing and the gigs and stuff for a week and a half, whatever. Okay. We come back and we show up at his house and his house is in complete disarray. And the front door looked like it had been broken and kicked in and everything. And while he was away, he says that his house got broken into. Now, I want to state that right away, he lived in a bad neighborhood. I am going to say that. So right away, I thought, wow, this could be, a legitimate thing where the house got broken into because he was not living in a good neighborhood. However, we quickly discovered that this might not be the case. He owed a lot of money in taxes, and I think he set this up. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he set it up that while he was away, he hired somebody to break into the house, take some things out, and basically he was going to do an insurance claim fraud, which affects us all. I can't prove this, but this is just my theory. And the guys in the band all back me up. All of us believe that this is actually what happened. Now, this was years and years ago. This isn't recent. This is from years and years ago that this happened. But we're pretty sure that the fraudulent behavior came from he needed money to go and pay his tax bill. So now this gives you the kind of character we're dealing with, okay? So moving forward, because like I said, we were unsure. We didn't know. We took him at his word, but there was that overlying element of, is this guy telling us the truth? Like, you know. Anyways, moving forward, we get this gig, and the guitar player calls me up and says, there's something fishy about this gig that we've got. And I said, you know, what do you mean? And he says, well, I've played this place before. You've played this place before. And it pays, I don't know, say $800 for the night, let's just say. That's what we got paid previously. I remember getting paid that. He remembers getting paid that. But we're being told that the gig pays $600. So kind of, you think they've cut the rate, whatever. And I'm like, well, I know the owner. Let me give him a call. So I call the owner, and I didn't book this gig, by the way. It was the singer that booked this gig. I have to clarify that. So I call the owner. Actually, I called my agent, and then I called the owner. And I said to the owner, you know, who it is. It's Tim from such and such a band, and we're going to be playing in your club in a couple of weeks. We just want to know how much we're getting paid because there seems to be a discrepancy in the pay. So he tells me $800. So I'm like, okay. So thanks very much. I didn't give him any details. I just said, thanks a lot for the info. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Hang up. So I called back the guitar player and I say, he told me 800. So like, what is the singer talking about saying it's 600? So we confront him email-wise, both of us, and say, can you send us the contract? Because there's always a contract that has to be signed with any of these gigs, whether you're dealing with the through an agent or whether you're dealing with the club directly. There's always a contract. So he says, no problem. So he sends the contract, but it's clearly been altered. We can see that the contract has been altered to say 600. He doesn't know that we spoke to the owner of the venue or the manager of the venue. So we're not too happy about this situation. So we're discussing, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. Now, we ended up doing the gig. We did do the gig. And then we did not get paid the 800. We got paid the 600. So that meant everybody got 125. Or sorry, what's 600 divided by 4? 150? Yeah, sorry, 150. Everybody got 150. We should have got 200, but everybody got 150. So the guitar player and I start talking about this, and we're like, maybe this was a mistake. We're trying to give the guy credit, whatever. So then we get, of course, another gig, different place, the exact same thing happens again. So this time we're like, this is not a mistake. He's doing this on purpose. Screw him. So we tell, of course, we're talking to the bass player in this too. The bass player is really pissed off. He was actually the most pissed off out of all of us. I was extremely pissed off because the singer, we kept talking about how we're brothers, we're a family, we're this, we're that. And in most band situations, the bandmates are tight. Well, this family member was robbing us blind. So anyways, we decide we are going to do one more gig because that's actually what we contractually had listed. We weren't going to abandon that gig. But at this gig, we show up and we're not too happy with the singer. We're not treating him that well that night. He kind of thinks something's up, but he doesn't know what's going on. Also, this is a long, long time ago. This was one of the only gigs I ever got drunk at because I was so pissed off about the situation that I just didn't care. So the three of us actually got drunk at this gig. Not, stumbling off the drum kit, falling off the stage, guitar playing, or anything like that. but I was definitely feeling much more of a buzz than what I ever do at a gig, because we were just pissed off. We didn't care. Now, some would say, well, you still got to put on a good show and everything. What about the audience? I agree with that. I agree with that. But for this particular night, we were angry, and that's just what happened. Like I said, this is years and years ago. So we end up telling him at the end of the night, we quit. The three of us quit. And he's on his own. We ended up going off and forming another band with a new singer. So he's not happy about it. We tell him exactly why we're quitting, that we're being robbed. You're robbing us. Of course, he denies it, whatever. We provide him with the proof because we had all the evidence with us. And, what can he say? So he's just like, busted. What can I do? But he kept denying it even when he was busted. So we just like, you're an asshole. We're out of here. So we end up cutting him loose. We call the agent. We let him know what's going on. We're going to continue. The band's going to continue. We're changing the name. We're getting a new singer. Maybe some of the same songs. Maybe we're changing the songs. It's a new band. So we had to take a little short hiatus from the gigging scene while we hired somebody. Okay, so moving forward, hire a new singer, start playing again. We're rehearsing. Everything's good. The singer was really pro, and we start playing again. Now, it was a situation where the singer would provide the PA system. So we lost a PA system in this. So we ended up having to rent a PA moving forward. So start renting the PA, doing these gigs and whatever. Once again, the guitar player calls me and says, hey, Tim, I don't think that it's 120 or 100. I can't remember what the price was, but I'm just throwing numbers out there. 120 or $150 to rent a PA. I think it's cheaper than that. I think that something's up. And it was the bass player this time that was in charge of organizing the PA. So I'm like, okay, again, I call Long and McQuaid. How much does it cost to rent this exact PA system with this exact board, blah, blah, blah. They give me a price. The price is considerably cheaper than what we were told. So once again, we're in a situation where we're being robbed by a fellow bandmate. And I was extremely pissed off because the bass player was so adamant when it happened to the three of us about getting rid of the singer and moving on. And he was very, very upset about the whole situation. How could he do that to us? So now here's the bass player doing the exact same thing, but in a different way to us. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I was so disappointed because we were all close. And we had this uniform front, and we were like, we're out of here. We're going to form this new band. So now I took over as leader of the band, and I fired the bass player once again, confronting him. This is what you're doing. He denies it. We provide proof again. It's exactly the same scenario all over again. But this time, I let him know exactly how I felt about him because of what we had gone through with the singer. And now you're doing this to us? It was a very, very heated exchange when he got fired. But at the same time, he knew, because in the end, he was very humbled because he knew we were right, he was wrong. This is just really shitty behavior from people that we enjoyed being together. I mean, I went to see bands with this guy. We hung out. He was a good guy. I actually did like him till he totally screwed us, which I still don't understand why he cut his own throat. This is so easy to get caught. So I never understood it, but I've never talked to him since, which is a shame, like I said, because I did like the guy, but obviously shady behavior. So then, of course, now we have to hire a bass player, and the guitar player and I just can't believe that this is going on. Anyways, the band did continue. I ended up hiring another bass player. The band continued. But guys, you can't, it's a difficult situation because you just don't know what people are going to do. You audition people and you get them in the band, you hire them and you think that they're good people. And then you find out as you're moving along, maybe this person wasn't the person that you thought they were. And that's what happened. So this story, while we were getting robbed by bandmates, it was really disappointing on both of their fronts. Both of them robbing us like that. It was really disappointing. I've never done anything like that. I've never openly and knowingly ripped off my fellow bandmates. As a band leader, I was responsible for always paying everybody. And I was a band leader for a long, long time. Actually, I was a band leader in two bands at the same time. And it was hectic, but I always treated everybody well. And, you know, for you guys out there that are in bands and you're thinking about doing something like this, think again. You're going to get caught. You're going to get busted. Don't do it. Think about your bandmates. Think about how much you enjoy playing. You're going to get fired. You are going to get fired. Now, for the band leaders out there, taking some extra money, let's say you get paid $1,000 for a gig, you take an extra 100. So everybody makes, you know, $275 and you make 300 or whatever, however it divides up. There's nothing wrong with that because you're not stealing from them. You're doing all the legwork. You're doing the emails. You're doing the phone calls. You're doing the stuff with the promoters. You're on the phone. You're emailing. You're busy. So you should be paid for that. So a band leader making more money than the rest of the band, I have no problem with that at all. Just as long as you tell them, hey, you know, I'm taking 5% or 10% more, or whatever, however you feel it is. In some cases, band leaders will take a massive amount of money and literally put the band on a salary. Here's what you're going to get paid, gig in, gig out. That happens too. But that's different. It's totally legit, and the band leader has that right and ability. They're in charge. They can do these sort of things. If you don't like what the band leader is doing, you can leave. The story that I told today is a totally different situation. There was no indication that this particular band leader wanted more money. He didn't say that. He never came to us and said, oh, I think I should get paid an extra 5%, whatever. Now, he did say that when he was confronted. Oh, I deserve extra money. That's why I did it, because I'm doing all the bookings. He's right. However, he should have discussed that with us instead of doing it under the slide, you know? Just be upfront, be honest, be open. That's the key to success in playing in a band situation. All right, hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope you enjoyed the playing at the beginning. I could only do a little bit because of the hand situation, but anyways, thanks very much for viewing my channel. There's going to be all kinds of different videos coming up again once I'm able to start playing more actively. I'm going to do some more lessons, and you know, I like the stories, and I know you guys like the stories too, but I got a lot of variety of things that I want to do with this channel. So anyways, thanks very much for watching. As always, keep drumming. See ya.